All right, guys, this is the next update on the 37 rat rod. All right, so last time we put this lid on, okay, we made the hinges, everything, we got it all straight. So now we need to cap off the lid, okay? When we open this lid, you've got the back side of the sheet metal on the top here, it's hollow in between. Now we need to cap that off, one, to get rid of all the sharpness, and two, for strength, okay? So what I've done is I picked up some 16 gauge sheet metal, okay? I just picked up a scrap bin. We're gonna cut some 4-inch strips. The pieces I have aren't long enough, so we're gonna cut some 4-inch strips, make them, we need about 36 inches. So we're gonna go ahead and butt weld a couple together, make the flat pieces, and then we'll take and cut out for the shape of the trunk so it matches on the front. We'll spot weld it in, and then we'll tack it, then we'll mark the back side so we made the curved cap, okay? We'll cut it, then we'll take and put it on and start stitching it out. Then we've got to trim this one so that both of those pieces of steel will fit in there, and it's a nice even line so it looks good, because it's all wavy right now. So we're gonna cap it nice and straight and make it look good. All right, so first off, we're gonna need to start cutting some sheet metal and cleaning up all these big fat tacks on here. Get rid of them. All right. All right, so look, what I'm doing is I'm trying to butt weld the two pieces of sheet metal together. Okay, so that's what this piece of 2x4 or tubing is for, okay? The blocks are just so that my clamps fit under it, that's all. Now, you take a piece of copper, okay? You can't weld to copper, all right? So if you take a piece of copper, put under it where your seam is, you won't weld to the actual piece under it, okay? The big tubing, we won't weld to it. So we're gonna go ahead and clamp this together. I'm gonna leave just about, I don't know, an 1/8 inch gap just to fill so that we can get a good weld in here. Right about there. All right, now we have our places pinned, God, I can't talk today. All right, so now we have our pieces clamped together, small gap, about an 1/8 inch, 16th to 8th, okay? What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna weld probably about 6 tacks in this little area. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just gonna do it, then we're gonna flip it over, we're gonna do it again. See what I mean, guys? Doesn't do jack to the copper. You can just wipe off the smut and all. So if you ever got to fill a hole and you're not really good with filling holes with the welder, you know, you're still learning and whatnot, or the gap's just too big, put a piece of copper behind it and the weld won't fall through. It'll just build on it and you can work it from there. So having some scrap copper around is a good thing to have if you're doing a lot of welding and everything. And you can pick it up at the scrap yard for about, I don't know, $5-6 a pound. So yeah, just random scrap pieces or whatever. So like this would cost you hardly nothing. So yeah, just grab some of those, keep them around. All right, so I've gone ahead and marked this. We're gonna go ahead and zip it off at the right length. It's a little longer than what we need, but it'll be good. Go. So now this should match perfectly up to the curve of the dude. Just like that. And she's matched up. Simple, easy way of doing it. All right. So now we're cutting the plate for the inside, okay? The sheet metal to cover the inside. Now, my cut wasn't straight on the trunk, I guess, so I'm having to make this in an angle, that way it looks right when it's in the car. So we're just gonna zip this off and then we'll put it in and mark it and everything, and then we'll start welding it out. Now, the reason I cut these two holes is because I need to bend this. And this will give me two spots to weld it in the middle to hold it down so it'll hold shape. Alright guys, so I welded out the whole other side and stitch weld this side. So now we're going to cut the extra off as close as we can to limit the amount of grinding. So I'm going to try to cut it pretty close, then grind it a little bit and finish welding the inside and start grinding the outside, alright? Alright guys, I gotta call it a night. It's almost 8 and before you notice, somebody will be knocking on the garage telling me I gotta be quiet. So anyway, we got this top lid, you know, pretty much done. The only thing left is grinding. So I'll knock that out. I'll go ahead and grind it and finish welding. You guys don't need to sit and watch me do that stuff. So alright, on the next one, we will do making the matching bottom piece, okay? Now, I can tell you this thing's already gotten a hell of a lot stronger with all the metal I've added, okay? So we'll be putting the top on, lining up the bottom, and that one's gonna be tricky because we gotta keep the right amount of gap all the way across. We might end up tacking it in place and then adding some metal in. So it's gonna be a much harder one, all right? Well, anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, subscribe, and I got other videos out there, so if you haven't seen them yet, there's a link. All right, guys, you have a good night.